99 Nights in the Forest is probably one of the most terrifying games on Roblox. But what exactly is that story? Are the kids that you rescue in the game actually real missing children? Who or what is the mysterious deer man? And is there more to this story than the game is actually revealing to us? I believe I found every secret to this game, starting with, is the game based on a true story that actually happened in real life? And you know that as soon as you load in, the game tells you that it's based on a true story right here at the beginning. But just how true is this story? Supposedly, the idea for the game came from this real life tragedy that turned out to have a much happier ending than most of my playthroughs because I don't always choose to rescue the kids, especially when there's updates. They were all actually brothers and sisters, siblings. And it was 40 days in a jungle, which, by the way, a jungle is so much more terrifying than a forest. Like, yeah, you've got a bear in the forest. I mean, it's just covered in, it looks like giant broccoli. How are you gonna find your way?
Known as Operación
This is
Esperanza.
crazy.
Operation Hope.
Operation
They
Hope.
searched for
The
signs
youngest
of-
sibling was only 11 months old. Not even a year old. And the oldest
Exactly
sibling was 13 years old.
Together, Colombian military
The
and indigenous
military of
community
Colombia
leaders took
was
to the
helping with this
skies
search.
and the
That's how
ground,
crazy this
scouring
true
the
story
rainforest,
actually
thick with
was.
underbrush.
I'm so glad. Oh, praise God that they actually found the children. Can I get an amen emoji in the comments? That's amazing. Here's the hero of the story. This is Wilson, the dog that helped find the children. Oh, and people wonder why I like dogs more than cats. It wasn't 99 nights in a forest, but 40 days in a jungle is pretty scary for anybody. And genuinely, 40 days in a jungle probably feels like 500 nights in a forest. I'm not even kidding. In real life, there was a plane crash. And then you see this also in the game, which leads us to our next secret. The secret behind the plane crash. If you needed any more proof that this story is the true story, the game is based on, well, we got you. Because you can actually find the exact plane that they crash landed in. This awesome YouTuber, Alex Blocks, just so happened to stumble upon it during his playthrough. This is like identical. Look at them side by side and tell me this is not the exact same plane crash. I mean, the details are just almost the exact same. I'm really glad in real life the kids were blessed and actually found, because in the game, the kids are not nearly as lucky. I feel like nobody rescues them or people fail trying to rescue them. The deer that's in the game is hiding so many secrets. I promise we're gonna get to that later in this video. Nah, I'm just kidding. We're actually gonna get to it right now. You think I would do that to you? Come on, I got you. While the kids were rescuing in the game may be based on the real people, there's certainly no way that the deer is real. But the deer, or creature, is actually based on a mythical creature from ancient folklore called the Wendigo. The Wendigo? The Wendigo. You get it. Here's the name right there. I can't even pronounce it right. Psycho Polly is going to explain this for us.
I know a lot of people like
it is Wendigo.
about the Wendigo and stuff, but do you actually know what the Wendigo is? A Wendigo is a very evil cannibalistic spirit that is said to possess someone whenever they eat human flesh in order to survive. You may
That
have
does
seen them
look
depicted
just
more
like the
this
deer.
with
I'm not
antlers,
even
but
kidding.
Actually, the actual
Okay,
legend
it definitely.
looks more
I'm glad it
like a
doesn't look
demon
like that.
zombie looking thing. And this
Wait,
is a
this
map
is
of the areas
real?
where the stories of the Wendigo
Wait a
are told.
second. The plane crash was in Colombia, and I don't think I see Colombia on this map.
Absolute apex predators and have amazing eyesight and hearing and be able
Yep,
to
okay,
move
it
at the
definitely has
speed
really
of
good
the wind.
eyesight.
But what's
It definitely
really
has
crazy
great
is
hearing.
the stories of historical accounts of people experiencing what many say were Wendigo. Like a European minister living with the tribe
What?
in the 1600s who wrote a letter back to his church saying that a local tribe close to him had a bunch of people eaten by the Wendigo.
As you can see, apparently this is something that people talk about in real life, which I think is crazy. If you become the Wendigo, you want to eat humans for some reason, which makes sense because the deer definitely wants to eat us. But the deer isn't the only thing that's in the woods. There's also the cultists, which is almost like the people that are following that deer, which is just weirding me out. And that's our next secret, the Wendigo cult. The major concern in 99 Nights is the cultists. They attack your base, you find them throughout the forest. They are honestly a problem. But are they just like these worshippers of the deer? Of course, we gotta go to our friend Flush for some of the answers.
All of them are actually wearing deer antlers, which, yeah,
Oh.
pretty much links to them.
Wait, why did I just noticed this? I never realized. I thought they were wearing just creepy masks. I just realized that they're actually wearing
to them
antlers.
worshiping the deer creature
Which-
in this game.
But it's funny, the deer doesn't even have antlers, does he?
Wendigo psychosis, which is when a person begins to crave flesh. Yeah,
Okay.
there's actually a real known
So the
disorder.
Wendigo-
Some people think it's literally
the Wendigo possesses these people that turns them into cultists, and then they think they also want to eat humans. Which is crazy because this is not real, but also kind of terrifying. I'm glad that this is just a story and not something that actually exists.
Psychosis. Yes, they worship this Wendigo creature, but also they are attacking you, the player, because they are hungry and starving for flesh. Yeah.
You know what? I used to feel bad about putting the cultists in the campfire. Now, no longer. If you also don't feel bad, please like this video because I will keep using them as fuel for my campfire. This is gonna take us to our next secret. I know it sounds crazy, but Flush is breaking it down for us again.
Yeah, a lot of the cultist stuff may have actually been inspired by another game called The Forest.
Oh, I didn't even know there was another game called The Forest.
Not only that, the cannibals that lurk around there. And I know in this game, a lot of people compare this island that the game takes place in to the actual
kind of
real
bad.
life
I know
North
that these
Sentinel
people
Island.
are trying to eat other people, but I feel like they don't know any better.
Like to this day, they're still using spears and bow and arrows to shoot nearby helicopters and boats.
Could you imagine trying to shoot a helicopter with a bow and arrow? I feel bad for them because they don't know any better, but they're afraid because they don't realize. All you can do is really pray for them. I don't know what else to do. Stay away from that island, by the way. No, just don't go near that island. Could these people on the island be behind the missing tent? Oh, wait, what missing tent you're saying? Don't worry, I got you, because that literally is our next secret. The missing tent spot. The main goal of 99 Nights in the Forest is really to save the 4 kids. Dino Kid, Squid Kid, Kraken Kid, and finally, Koala Kid. When you save one of the kids, back at your campsite, they get their own tent. But there is something odd about the placements of the tents if you look really closely. Alex Blocks is the GOAT because he's literally gonna show us exactly what I'm talking about.
Forest to save 4 missing children. In the very beginning of the game,
everybody thinks we came here just to survive 99 nights. No, we came here to save the 4 children, not to survive the 99 nights.
We see 4 different slides introducing us to the story.
Pay close
and
attention,
what's
you're gonna see
happening in this forest.
This is all about the missing tent. Because in the game, the police searched and they couldn't find anything. And so we're the heroes of this story, going in to save those 4 kids and try to unravel the mysteries behind the deer and the cultists.
Forest, but we do know that the deer was inside of it long before the kids were.
The theory is that there's a missing tent because there's actually a 5th child in the game that we haven't figured out how to rescue yet. Or maybe that's just how the game developer wanted the tent to be placed, but I feel like there's something more to this missing tent situation. What do you think? Tell me in the comments. Do you think that there was a 5th missing child that we haven't found in the game yet? Or do you think that I'm just kind of crazy? Let me know in the comments while I'm talking about this next secret. What happened to the mother of all of the children? With the game being full of the scared children, you gotta wonder, what happened to these kids' parents? I've had this theory that what if we're actually the mom or dad of these kids and that's why we're in the forest to save them? Think about it. The police searched, couldn't find any of the children. So who else would go and do that? Sure, there could be a local hero that wants to go and save these children, or could the hero actually be the mom or dad? Let's let Alex Blocks explain.
And the reason for this is that it would explain why they were all out in the woods and why the deer is kidnapping them rather than eating them. But for the kids, for some reason, he just wants to what?
This would mean that the
Oh,
deer is actually the mom. That means somehow when they crashed in the forest, the mom turned into the Wendigo. And that's why some people think that the deer is actually the mom of the children. Which I know it's crazy, but hear me out. The deer doesn't eat the kids. The deer takes them and puts them in prison, but it's kind of a safe area away from the cultists, the bears, and the wolves that appear in the forest. That could actually mean that we're playing as the dad in the game, trying to save not only the kids, but also saving the mom that has been turned into the deer. Because think about it, you can't damage the deer. The only thing you can do is flash a light on the deer. That could mean that we're literally the dad who wants to figure out how to save the mom that has become the deer only after we've saved all 4 children.
Entirely possible that
this could literally be an update that still hasn't come out in the game, which will happen in the future. And that's all interesting, but hold on a second, because technically the deer can't be a mother. It has antlers. That would mean it would be the father and we're actually playing as the mother. I still don't have the answer, but I do think that the deer might have been human at one point in time. This is why our next secret is about the cultist and their secret experiments. I got answers, don't worry, baby. Supposedly, after you taste human flesh, you now will become that Wendigo deer creature. But nobody wants to eat humans, okay? But let me tell you something right now. I do not taste like chicken nuggets. So why would anybody ever want to try to eat me? There's actually a lot of evidence that the cultist created the deer. And of course, we're going back to Flush's channel because he's going to explain it.
Is it actually a Wendigo? Well, no. See, there's a place where the cultist can actually spawn in, and you'll notice it looks like a research lab,
this
but
is
it's just
in the
completely
game.
broken.
It literally looks like an experimental laboratory where you have like these tables where you could chain and lock a human up or a deer.
It managed to break
Some
out
people
of the
think
lab
that the
and
deer
wreak havoc,
broke out of the
killing many
lab and then
scientists, but
destroyed
some of
all the
these
scientists,
actually
but there's
started
definitely
to
signs
worship
that these
the deer.
cultists are running secret experiments in the forest. This would make so much sense. Think about it. If you've ever seen a deer in real life, they're so sweet. I mean, like, look at how cute and innocent these deer are. Just experimenting on any animal or human would probably make them violent and want to get rid of you, which would explain why the deer is so hostile towards us, trying to kill us to make us leave the forest if it thinks that we're going to experiment on it. This next secret might change your mind if the deer is even a deer at all. Let me explain. But what if the deer isn't actually a deer and it's a totally different creature instead? Yeah, I'm about to blow your mind again with yet another secret. You're welcome. Have you ever noticed those terrifying red eyes that the deer gets whenever it says in game, the deer is hungry tonight? Probably one of the scariest things about the deer. It never blinks. It always stares at you and it's just awfully terrifying. I can't even explain it. Gamer's Bite is going to tell us a little bit more about that terrifying stare and hopefully the red eyes that the deer has.
Not
These
deer
are
is a
called
creature said to inhabit
not
the
deer.
Appalachian Mountains located in North America.
These are apparently in the
hallmarks
mountains
are most
here in
often
North
poor
America.
mobility, aggressiveness.
They're like these really aggressive deers that have eyes in the front, just like us humans, which would make them predators. And they're apparently very aggressive. That is terrifying. If I saw that in real life, I would run away. Thank you, but no thank you. I'd probably say, oh dear. Because now we're talking about this creature being not even a deer, but technically a not deer. What about getting into the secrets of the kids? Did anybody else find it odd that two of the kids you have to rescue have squids on their heads? Apparently, and it's not like an accident, this is intentional, because the kids are actually based on Inklings from the game Splatoon. And if you look at the Inklings, they have squids on their head, and they do look like two of the kids we have to rescue. But not everybody is convinced that they are actually based on the Splatoon characters, because why do we have Dino Kid? And why do we have Koala Kid? Why do we have Dino and Koala Kid? Those two do not have squids on their head. It could be that the creator of the game took inspiration from all the games they played growing up, including Splatoon and some other games that made the Koala Kid and the Dino Kid. I don't know. What do you think? You know what? Do me a huge favor. If you subscribe right now, I'm going to try to get the creator of the game into a Discord call and ask him some of these questions so we can get answers. But in the meantime, we're talking about the secret of the wolves. Another really strange aspect about the game is that the animals seem to be protecting the lost kids. And I'm not talking about the deer this time, but I'm talking about the natural predators of the forest, like the wolves and the bears. Think about it. The first two kids are guarded by the wolves that have the colored collars on. Unfortunately, you have to eliminate the wolves if you want to save the children. Or maybe you think that these wolves are just a tribute to the trusty sidekick in the Minecraft movie, you know, like Dennis the dog. What if the wolves are acting as the parents of the missing kids? Think about it. There's so many times in nature that animals think that humans are literally their children or their parents. This could be happening. The wolves could be confusing the missing children as actually their own wolf cubs instead of the missing wolf cubs, which I don't know where they went. In the Disney movie Tarzan, he gets adopted by apes. They become his parents. Tarzan is just a human that is adopted by apes. What if these wolves have adopted the children? And that's why they're protecting them. It makes too much sense. Because the first two children are guarded by the wolves. But what about the last two kids that are guarded by the bears? Well, now there is another Disney movie about this. The Disney movie Jungle Book. You have Mowgli. I watched this movie growing up as a kid. Mowgli was raised by wolves, but it's the bear who's like the real mentor of this character in the Disney movie. Like, the bear literally teaches him how to fight.
Leave me alone.
Well, now, that's pretty big talk, little britches.
I see what I'm saying.
Enough.
Pitiful. Hey, kid, you need help. And old Baloo's gonna learn you to fight like a bear. Now, come on, I'm gonna show you.
Anyways, you get the idea. The bear teaches him how to fight and actually takes him in as his own. So now the creator of 99 Nights is taking inspiration from Splatoon, Disney movies. I mean, where does the inspiration stop? Hopefully never, because I could keep playing this game for literally as long as he keeps pumping out updates every week, you know what I'm saying? Prepare yourself for this next secret, because this secret is saying that we are a missing search dog. During the search in real life, one of the search dogs actually went missing, which is so sad. So what if we're actually one of the rescue dogs? Again, sounds crazy, but Flush is going to break it down for us and give us some more insight.
While they were in the hospital, one of the children drew a picture of a dog sitting under a tree next to a river.
That's right. Why would one of the kids literally draw a picture of a dog under a tree?
This is actually based on a dog that the children all found, and it actually stayed with them for several days before vanishing into the jungle again.
Wow.
This article says that the
kids literally found a dog while they were in the jungle, but then it left them after only a couple of days, and they never saw it again.
children felt like it was protecting them from the dangers.
In real life, the real children said that they felt like it was protecting
of
them.
the Amazon rainforest. And actually, when the military saw this picture, to them, it looked like Wilson, a missing search and rescue dog. So this dog, in the last few days of their survival in the forest, was actually protecting them. I mean, there are some theories.
This is why dogs are a man best friend, okay? Cat, step aside. You're taking the L on this one, Cats. I'm sorry. Our character in game looks like a human. We don't look like a dog. But what if our role is the search and rescue dog that went missing? I mean, that would just be crazy. But it's possible, man. I'm telling you, we need to ask these questions to the creator of the game. I need answers. Maybe all the creatures in the forest, like the wolves, the bears, including the deer, are actually protecting the children, and they think we're trying, and they're attacking us because they think we're trying to hurt the kids, but really we're just trying to rescue them. That would be crazy, right? Not as crazy as this next secret. Seriously, think about it. This deer is terrifying, but it doesn't hunt anything in the forest. It doesn't hunt or hurt anything in the forest except for us. It doesn't attack the cultists, the kids, the other creatures in the wolves, the bears. I mean, you name it. It's like it's protecting the children. But then once we free one of the children, the cultists come and attack us. But are the cultists doing this by themselves, or are they getting a command from the deer? Because if the deer is actually protecting the kids, I could see the deer telling the cultists to come and attack our campsite to rescue the children. Flush has another theory on this. Let's see if we agree with them or not.
Deer actually want? Why does it keep trying to attack the player? Well, I think it actually just wants you gone. Because of the scientists and the cruelties that they did, the deer no longer trusts humans, only its members who devoted their lives to it. It's why there's no final boss with the deer. In reality, it just wants you gone from this place.
That is a theory. But I just don't think I can get behind that one, Mr. Flush. Like, if the deer wanted revenge, why would he take it out on us? Why not take it out on the cultists that experimented on you in the first place? Unless they found out how to brainwash it or do some kind of crazy mind controlling, but then why would they also be worshiping the deer? It doesn't make any sense. And if you play for long enough, once you rescue all the kids, the deer leaves the forest. Why does it leave? And an even better question, where the heck is it going? That's exactly what I'm hoping to find out in our next secret. If you haven't reached the end of the game, you can totally watch my playthrough after this video and you can see what happens. And if you don't watch it, that's fine. I'm gonna tell you what happens anyways, because I'm a good guy. At the very, very, very end, it shows the deer reaching towards the campfire before turning away and then retreating into a sewer, which where the heck is the sewer? Like, we've never seen a sewer before. But our friend Alex Block has a bit of an idea of what this ending could mean.
My interest is that the text says an ending, not the ending.
So because when you finish the game, it says an ending, not the ending, the would mean that's it, that's the end. And means that there could be one or hundreds of different types of endings.
While also making a second map to keep the game fresh. Because if the deer is going into a cave, and canonically in the story we're just left alone in the forest, there's not really an ending to that. It seems a little boring, honestly. But the story would be much, much more interesting if we were gonna go investigate the deer and follow him to see what he's doing, and honestly, what he even is.
I want to follow the deer. I want to know more about the deer, and I want to know where he's going and what is he up to and how did they even come to be. I think that Alex Block is 100% correct. I could see this being a brand new game or a giant update, map 2, where we're following the deer through the sewer to this brand new area. Maybe it's even going to the jungle. We had an update where now they introduced aliens, but if you beat the update, I also did a video beating the alien update, by the way. There's nothing about the deer. UFOs crash. One of those UFOs that crashed has a teleporter to the mothership where you go and defeat the aliens from invading the forest. So we know the deer isn't there, but could the deer somehow be connected to the aliens? But when the aliens get here, the deer kind of is, he's not really around. I think that there is a connection between the aliens and the deer. We've talked about how the cultists could have experimented on the deer, but also aliens could have easily abducted this deer at some point in time and ran experiments on it. Which brings us to the next secret, is the deer an alien? Yeah, we're getting deep. So many guesses on what the deer could be between the Wendigo, a not deer. Now we're saying, could it be some type of alien hybrid creature? We don't really know if any of these are true, by the way. Some believe that it could be connected to the mysterious creature's origins. We're gonna let Later Hustler explain the theory that he has.
The UFOs are finally here. If you guys aren't aware,
That's what it looks like.
99 Nights in the Forest is adding a new alien update next Friday. This
Yes.
new update could bring us a new ending after
the
the
update's
last
already
one,
out, but you know what I
where
mean.
we see the deer hides in an underground base. It could also explain how the deer is so smart, kidnapping the 4 children and putting them in a dungeon instead of eating them. My prediction is that the deer is actually an alien, and where he's going could be an underground alien base. What do you guys think they'll add?
Honestly, an underground alien base that looks like a sewer is probably the best explanation I have heard so far. But it is suspicious that the UFOs crash land there, but there's also a secret base. It's like the aliens have just entered the forest for the very first time, but somebody had to call the aliens. Do you really think the aliens just randomly decided to crash in this forest? No. Somebody had to call these aliens, and I still think that it was the deer. I'm telling you, man, he's connected to the aliens, and nobody can prove me wrong until we have new evidence. But even if the deer is an alien, why does he not attack you the first night when you're playing? Fatal is going to show and explain this, okay?
Secrets. For the very first night, the deer will actually not attack you at all. So it's basically like a freebie. So you are safe to go around and do anything you want, and you're not gonna get
He
hunted.
won't even attack
so make
you.
sure to take full advantage and get as much material as possible. I think this also works for the
I think that it doesn't attack you on the first night because it's still investigating if you are a danger to the kids or are you just passing by. Once you start trying to save the kids and build a base, the deer thinks you are hostile and it is going to eliminate you come the second night. Well, we know the deer won't attack you on the first night, but why does the game not end after 99 nights? I mean, that's literally the name of the game. Now, I will admit, the name of the game is catchy and it does make you want to play it. Surviving 40 nights doesn't sound as good as 99 nights. 99 is a good number. It makes you want to see if you can actually survive that long. It feels like a challenge. But did you ever wonder why the game doesn't actually end once you survive 99 nights? I'm on the game right now, but if you scroll all the way down, you can see the different badges of how many nights you can survive. And if you go all the way down, I'm talking all the way down, you got to click see more. There it is. They have a badge. They have a badge for surviving 500 days. Okay, that's a lot more than 99 nights. I mean, at some point in time, the deer will literally leave the game entirely, but you can still keep playing. Asagi Gaming has an idea for this, and we're gonna hear him out.
After 99 nights in the forest, the game doesn't end?
Yeah,
I'll tell you why. In the game, there are only 4 children to find.
We know that.
But what if I told you one was forgotten, but comes to visit you
going
and
back
your
to
friends
the
every
theory
night?
of the fifth
Yes,
one.
I'm talking about the deer.
This person
chases after
thinks
you,
that the
craving
deer
love,
is the
craving what the
missed
other children
child?
can have. Human connection.
I don't know,
The forgotten
man.
child was once just like them, but he was took to a lab and experimented on. Kept in a dark
This is a
cage for
stretch.
months on end until
This is a
eventually
stretch.
he broke free from the grasp of the outlaws. The game never ends
Did
until
you
the
just call the
forgotten
cultists
child is
outlaws?
found.
Those are not outlaws.
He broke free from the grasp of the outlaws. The game never ends until the forgotten child is found. He reaches out to you, but he doesn't know how to love. He tries to be with you, but he doesn't know his strength. He loves you, but everyone runs from him. He just wants to go back to how he used to live like the others.
I don't believe that it's true, but it could be. It could be. What do you think? Is it more likely that the deer is a actual child, or is it a mythical creature, or is it one of the parents? Lots of different answers here, man. Lots of different ones. I mean, it could be literally any one of those. Let's just pretend that Azagi's theory is true and that the deer is actually the 5th missing child who just wants to be fed and loved. That brings us to our next secret, which is how you can get unlimited food. It's probably one of the most valuable resources in 99 Nights in the Forest, because if you don't eat, it will Spoiler, you die. I mean, it's hard enough to make it through 99 nights. Making it through one day without a snack is hard enough in real life, right? But Alex Blocks may or may not have a tip on how to keep you fed throughout the entire game.
Really cook a bunch of steaks or a bunch of cooked meat, because it takes a long time for not that much hunger. Instead, you're going to want to do tip number 4, which gives you a pretty much unlimited food source. All you have to do is get 2 farm plots. You can place them down wherever you want, but I like to put them right here. Then get crafting bench 3, which you're going to need anyway.
2 farm plots,
make
so you can have carrots.
Crock pot. And
then you need a crafting bench level 3 so you can make the crock pot.
And once these carrots grow, which is about every 2 days, you'll be able to put them right into the crock pot and get stew, which gives you the most hunger out of any food item in the game. But
because you can use the crock pot to make recipes, which means can you use nothing but carrots in the crock pot to make stew?
It is the best food. You can go ahead and get some carrots.
No way.
And get some carrots.
No way.
Then, once you
I
have
thought to make stew you needed 1 piece of
3
meat, like rabbit, beef. I thought you needed a piece of meat, but no, apparently all you need is 3 carrots. And you get the best food in the game.
This thing gives you so much hunger.
Look at how much it fills. Okay,
4 hunger
he's
bars.
almost, if you look at his hunger bar on the right over here, he's literally about to die from hunger, and he's going to eat 1 stew and
4 of the little forks and knives. And if you eat that, it gives you half
of your hunger bar. This is how you get unlimited food. Do not sleep on this tip. It will help you beat the game, I promise. I wish I would have known that tip the first time I played this game. Thank you for watching. That's all the secrets I have for now. If you enjoyed, please click either one of these videos to keep watching more Roblox videos. And I will see you all next time. Stay safe and please do not spend any nights in a forest. Okay, bye.